episode of Quiet in the Library. I am your host, Reggie. It has been quite some time, but we are back in full effect to tell these stories about games and go into more of the lore, and I am excited to finish out this story of the Chronicon for Destiny 2 before we move on to our next topic. So we have 3 more entries inside of the Chronicon to tie it off with Calus' story. So let's go ahead and get into it. And it was in this way that the great Emperor Calus conquered his enemies, with his shadow of earth at his side. There was a great rejoicing, for the struggle to evade the sharp edge of the end of the world was over, and the people of this system could at last breathe and live and love in the shadow of their ever-present doom. Now royal wine flows freely for the friends of the Emperor, and the planetoid of Nessus has its eternal home at the Emperor's table, forever immortalized as a symbol of celebration. Following the destruction of the war machine Rasputin, the shadow of Earth recreated the region of Hellas Basin into a monument to the might and beauty of the great Emperor Calus. The unsightly Braytech futurescape was demolished and remade into the Temple of Revelry, where all in the system come to celebrate the accomplishments of the great Emperor, and the blemished red sands of Mars were reformed into a vast, sulphurous mudflat, suitable for wallowing at leisure. On Earth, humanity celebrates the feast of Emperor Calus, a day of jubilation and thanksgiving. Children wear golden masks of the Emperor's fine visage and reenact the story of how he remade this system in the shadow of the end of the world. The people rejoice. Emperor Calus had brought freedom and conviviality to the worlds of this system. To my dearest scribe, exult. A lack of imagination is a crime far worse than any small exaggeration, meant to uphold and approach the glory of our beloved Emperor. History is made as such in the writing as it is in the living. The great revelation which the Emperor Calus received at the end of the universe was described by the Emperor to his royal scribes. His description is indeed what came to pass, and is happening now, 118 years after the Emperor brought liberty to the Sol system. First, a veil of darkness descended on all the worlds of this universe, such that the people of these worlds looked into the sky and saw only night. All worlds, no matter their natural or synthetic geographies or climate, grew cold. The people of these worlds, having been subjugated to the strangeness and adversity, began to grow afraid and suspicious of one another. Many deaths occurred in this intervening time before the end. Next, a great war broke out across all varieties of civilization, be they naturally war-minded or peaceful. This warring, which goes on even now, is due to a futile desire to postpone the end of things, when no such deferment could possibly occur. As such, the civilizations of the Sol system do not partake, for they accept the coming end as shown to them by their beloved Emperor. Even so, these good creatures are not exempt from the miserable clawing of others who thrash blindly against the inevitable end. But we know from the words of the great emperor, the suffering will end. Death will soon arrive to the universe and claim all of it for itself. This will be the end of everything. All living things and non-living things. All that is real or theoretical. The last to see it, to see death as it consumes everything in this world, will be the great emperor himself. Written by the great Emperor Calus. I stand now alone at the end of the world. As I stare over this dark edge, which I have anticipated for so many years, eager, hopeful, I wonder if I was too impatient for it. I do not wish it away, no, but I am faced with accepting that ushering in the blessed long-awaited end means an ultimate goodbye to you, old friend. You and I were always connected. The threads of fate strung us together and tightened, drawing us ever closer, however slowly. And I realize now that even before we found each other, you were a presence in my life. Time is such a strange, twisting thing, and I see my past so differently. When I was alone in that prison room of the Leviathan, you were there as well, building my menagerie, creating a monument to all that we could and would do. When I met the void, you were there, somewhere in those phantom whispers, my companion in bringing forth the inevitable end of the world. Even before I knew you, I searched for you. I was searching for you when I found my first shadows. I was mourning your absence when they failed. And yes, my shadow, the search was exquisite. The wait was bliss. But the moment I found you, the completion of my design, it was pure delight. You helped me reclaim what was lost when the Empire fell to the Red Legion. More than that, you helped me build beyond it. We took this system together. Together, we created a new world in the mere moments before it ended. And though our time was short, it was not wasted. You were not wasted. I am proud that you were the last one at my side when the end came. There is no one else I would have chosen to stand by me. Thank you, my shadow. Thank you for your sacrifice. Well, that just about wraps up the Chronicon for the Destiny 2 lore book, the Chronicon. I appreciate you listening and checking out all of the content that we have. We are coming out with more as this year presents itself, more than likely going into Final Fantasy. So check out new episodes coming soon for that. And again, thank you for your time. Thank you for listening. And stay tuned for more from Quiet in the Library.